What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for episode 2 of our classic space series. Today we're going to take a short break from building vehicles for all of our classic spaceman minifigures, and instead we are going to be building the upscaled Baby Astronaut gift with purchase. This was originally offered as a gift with purchase back in the month of May. However, LEGO re-released it as a gift with purchase once again for a limited time here in the month of August for anybody who spent $150 or more on any theme. And in today's video, we're going to be doing something very fun, as we're not only going to be building one of these, we're going to be building two. Of course, we're going to be color swapping it for another color and officially starting our upscaled Space Baby army. Upon opening up this set, you will find 4 numbered bags as well as a very tiny instruction manual. So for the first portion of the build, we're going to start out by building the lower half of the Space Baby's body. I absolutely love this 2x4 tile with the classic space logo printed on it. Next, we're going to build the Space Baby's arms and hands, but pay attention to this sloped brick with the recessed stud, because this is a newer piece that is going to become a little bit of a problem for us later in the video. Now we're going to put together his face and helmet. Also, what's really cool about this set is that you get 2 unique printed tile elements with the eyes and mouth that are exclusive to this set. Once again, be very mindful of this brick with the recessed stud, although this time it's in white. Now we're going to finish up the build with the air tanks, and boom! Our upscaled Space Baby GWP is complete. So this was a very easy build. Took me about 15 minutes to complete, and I think it has to be a top contender for possible gift with purchase of the year here in 2025. What's really cool about the building experience is as you're going through and building your upscaled Space Baby here, you'll notice several other colored bricks, which maybe to the regular LEGO collector may seem completely random and out of place. However, if you know anything about the classic Spaceman minifigures, then you'll recognize that all of these colors are a nod to all of the classic Spaceman minifigures currently in existence. There's also even a little Easter egg nod to the newest classic Spaceman, which came in teal in the Ideas Prize Machine set. However, there's also a gold Spaceman minifigure that also came in that set. There was 2 of them. However, there are no gold pieces included in this set, so perhaps they just came up with this set and the colors that were going to be included before realizing that they were going to be adding the gold classic Spaceman minifigure to that Ideas Prize Machine set. So now that we have our upscaled Space Baby here in red, we are now going to be taking our second set and building him in a different color. And to help me decide what color Space Baby to build next, I decided to head on over to rebrickable.com. I typed in the set number, which is 40767, and took a look at the parts list, and I noticed a couple things about some of the parts. The first thing I noticed was that this quarter dome piece is actually highlighted by Rebrickable as being a rare piece, and if you click on the actual item number, which is 1871, you can see every single color that this piece comes in, which frankly isn't that many compared to a lot of other pieces out there. I decided to go with Light Bluish Gray because this is a color that's very common amongst a lot of other LEGO pieces, especially ones that LEGO probably makes at the moment. So I decided that Light Bluish Gray is going to be the next color Space Baby that we're going to build. I then decided to transfer over to Bricklink with a brand new wanted list based on all of the parts from this upscaled Space Baby GWP. However, what we're going to be doing is every single part that you see in red here on this list, I'm going to pull from our inventory in Light Bluish Gray. And as I was pulling parts, I ran into a small problem with this sloped curved 2x1 with recessed stud. This is part number 5841, and we're going to need at least 6 of these to complete our second upscaled Space Baby. Now, we are transferring everything over from red to Light Bluish Gray, but I also figured that I want to transfer these 4 white ones to Light Bluish Gray as well, meaning we would need at least 6 of these pieces in Light Bluish Gray. I then clicked on the part number, which takes you to the page, and I discovered that this does in fact come in Light Bluish Gray, which is a great sign. It does come in 70 sets, which you can see all of them right here. I'm scrolling down all the way to the portion that highlights where they come in Light Bluish Gray. And unfortunately, they only come in 3 sets, which all released here in 2025. The UCS AT-ST Walker, the Battle of Fallujah Separatist MT MTT, as well as the Creator 3-in-1 Majestic Rhino. And if you look at how many come in the MTT, we can't use that set because you only get 2 and we need 6. The Majestic Rhino would work as well. However, I would prefer to go with the UCS ATST Walker, which has 14, which would allow me to have more in our inventory for future projects. But it would be a little bit crazy to spend $200 on one single set just to get 6 pieces for a custom build. Who would do that? I would do that, and here's why. This set is $200. However, according to Rebrickable, it currently has a full part out value of $343. Plus, this has an exclusive ATST Pilot, which currently goes for quite a bit on the aftermarket. And prior to buying this set, I was able to make an agreement to sell the minifigure to another LEGO reseller for $45. So I was able to get $45 back in my pocket, which reduced the cost of this set from $200 to $155. But it gets even better because I picked up this set when LEGO was offering the Space Baby promo. So this set goes for around $35 to $40 on the secondary market. So I got some value back there, and I'm going to be pulling the specific parts that I need from this set to create the Light Bluish Gray Space Baby astronaut, and then putting the rest of the parts back into our inventory, which will allow us to create further projects and custom builds here on the channel in the future. I quickly started dumping bags from the set, found the ATST Pilot minifigure, and carefully put him in a little baggie so he can be ready to be shipped off to his new home. And it didn't take long for me to find the 8 parts that we need to complete our Light Bluish Gray Upscaled Space Baby. I'll reintegrate these into our inventory another day. Once again, we start by building the lower half of the Light Bluish Gray Upscaled Space Baby's body. So unfortunately, LEGO does not make a 2x4 Light Bluish Gray printed tile with the Classic Space logo on it yet. However, I do have some custom decals on the way, and when they get here, I will be proudly putting one of them on our Light Bluish Gray Upscaled Space Baby. Next, we're going to build his arms and hands. Next, we're going to start working on his head and helmet. But before we can complete his face, we're going to need to cut open our second Upscaled Baby Astronaut Red GWP so we can pull those 2 unique face printed parts. And now, thanks to that GWP, we now have even more parts to integrate into our inventory. And now that his head is complete, we can attach it to his body. Finally, all that's left to do is to build and attach his air tanks. And just like that, our red upscaled Space Baby now has a friend with the Light Bluish Gray Upscaled Space Baby. Now, as soon as those decals come in, I will proudly be placing that Classic Space logo on that 2x4 tile right center on his chest, but it's probably going to be a few more weeks before those stickers get here because the seller that I ordered them from, I ordered a huge sheet, so I had enough for future Classic Space projects like these Space Babies. They are located overseas, so it's probably going to take a couple extra weeks for those to get here. Now, the reason I wanted to drop this video today instead of waiting for those decals to come in is because we had a major announcement over the weekend that I am excited to share with you all as well. My incredible, beautiful, amazingly talented wife, Joanna, is pregnant, and we are expecting our first baby in December, only a few months away. We are so excited. We just found out that we are having a baby girl. It is our first kid, and we are just beyond blessed to be expecting parents. So we are very excited for the future that is to come. Now, in regards to the Classic Space Babies here, I would love to hear your thoughts on what color I should attempt to build next. We are severely limited by several parts that only come in certain colors, like this 3x3x2 dome piece. This does not come in every single color that LEGO makes, so unfortunately that will hinder quite a few colors, but I'd still love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below for what color Upscaled Space Baby you'd like to see me build next. Also, I just want to say that I don't recommend you guys trying to build other colors of this Space Baby yet, just because as you saw, I had to go to a pretty extreme measure by purchasing a $200 UCS Star Wars ATST just to get a few parts. That is not something that I can confidently recommend to the average LEGO fan or LEGO consumer to do, because that's just not smart or economical. For us, it works because I am taking all those extra parts that I got got from the UCS ATST as well as the bonus GWP that we earned, and cycling them into our parts inventory, which will allow me to save money down the road on future videos and other content where I will be creating custom projects, and of course when we eventually get to start building the city. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. This was episode 2 of our Classic Space series, and it was a lot of fun. So I am very much looking forward to building more colors of the upscaled Classic Space Baby. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because we would love to have you join our Slapshotbricks family. With that being said, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you guys tonight on our live stream.